How much does soundproofing cost? I don't know about you, but when I'm looking online, it's very difficult to get an idea of how much soundproofing costs. Everybody has a variety of different noise problems. Everybody's house has different sizes. Everybody has a different space loss and budget, and everybody has different expectations of noise. So it's very difficult to give a figure. So hopefully this little video, although it's going to annoy a few people, gives you an idea, gives you some rough figures to allow you to budget and see which is the right one for you. So I'm going to go through what a builder would charge, what a soundproofing company would charge, what a professional soundproofing company would charge, and what it would cost to DIY soundproof your own home. Let's take an average lounge, your front lounge, someone suffering from TV conversation, kids running around, that sort of general noise where someone hears everything through their separating party wall or in their front lounge, and they really need soundproofing for their health and well-being. So a builder would charge £1,500 to £2,000 to soundproof that wall. It would offer a 10% to 40% human perceived reduction in noise. The materials cost between £500 and £1,000 for that wall, depending on where they come from, depending on whether they come from the builders merchants or a specialist soundproofing material supplier. I just wanted to give homeowners an idea in these rough figures, because not every builder will charge that price and not every builder will install it this way. But soundproofing is a specialist trade, just like plumbing, just like electrical. You can't expect a builder to know everything there is to know about every trade. You wouldn't get your local doctor GP to operate on your leg, and the same way you wouldn't get your electrician to install your bathroom. So you get the point. So for a builder to soundproof that wall at £1,500 to £2,000, for a £2,000 soundproofing installation, the builder would not cut open the floor and tuck the wall system down to the subfloor. The builder would not cut open the ceiling and tuck the wall system up, cutting it around the joist and go up to the bedroom floor above. And they certainly would not sound deaden the indirect noise paths such as the ceiling, the window wall, the other flanking walls. And the reason we wouldn't do that because the amount of protective sheeting, the amount of dust extraction, the amount of time required to do that, £2,000 would just not cover the cost of that these days. Then there are soundproofing companies, and nowadays there are lots of soundproofing companies about. Back when I first soundproofed my home, or I was looking for someone to soundproof my home back in the early 2000s, there was probably only one or two soundproofing companies that actually install, and there was hardly any soundproofing suppliers that could actually deliver the materials. Back then I found myself explaining what the word soundproofing was to people. But anyway, a soundproofing company would charge anything between £2,500 and £4,000 per wall. For that, you can expect a 20 to 50% reduction in noise, because they would be just soundproofing the separating party wall, and that would be a 20 to 50% human perceived reduction in noise. So it means you'll definitely take the edge off the noise, but the noise will still come through, and it only takes that slight bit of noise to come through to still cause that irritation, that frustration. For that money, you can expect some sort of panel system or a aluminium stud frame put up with resilient bars, 2 layers of sound block board, maybe a viscoelastic membrane such as a Tech Sound between the 2 layers of board, and then another layer of 15mm sound block board. And for £4,000, they certainly would not cut open the floor, move joists and tuck the system down. They would not cut open the ceiling and again move joists or cut around joists to tuck the system up. That area beneath the floor and that area above the ceiling is still the direct noise path. But to cut open the ceiling that way and cut open the floor and actually tuck the system up and tuck the system down, that's 80% of the work. If you're getting a wall system installed in 1 or 2 days, there's just not enough time to cut open the ceiling, cut open the floor, tuck the system up and tuck the system down. There's also a lot of protective sheeting, dust extraction, and a lot of other costs which are just not covered in that £4,000 installation to the wall. So that's why you can only expect a 20 to 50% reduction in noise, because that soundproofing company would install a good system with good amount of soundproofing layers, but they're only going to do to that area of what you can see. They're not going to cut open the floor, they're not going to cut open the ceiling. They may insulate that bedroom floor above because they know that it needs to be done, because they know that's an area where sound can transmit through, but I'm pretty sure they won't tuck the system up for that price. A third way would be to use a professional award-winning soundproofing company that has a methodology for reducing noise in homes. Now this would cost £10,000 to £20,000 for the room. Rather than the wall of the direct noise path, it's £10,000 to £20,000 per room. For this, you would expect an 80% plus reduction in noise to not even hearing your neighbours again in that room. For this money, they would pull the floor up, they would pull down the ceiling, expose every part of the direct noise path in that room. They would remove the fire design, and if we're just talking a solution to the direct noise path, they would check for holes in the structure, brick up any holes that they find, and they would sound deaden the wall first. Remember, your wall is like a ringing drum cymbal, and how do you stop a ringing drum cymbal? You put your hand on it, you sound deaden it. So included in this money, they would sound deaden the wall. The wall system installed to the separating party wall is a combination of specialist soundproofing materials. That combination of layers has been tested at institutes like Birmingham University and proven to reduce noise in homes. The soundproofing solution is tucked down below the floor void and up above the ceiling void. Whether that is moving joists to tuck the system down, it takes some craftsmanship, and it is about 80% of the work. Also included in this £10,000 to £20,000 for the room, they insulate the floor, they insulate the ceiling, they will insulate the indirect noise paths such as that window wall, the other wall perpendicular, which might be the separating wall between the lounge and dining room, or that separating wall between the front and back bedroom. They might treat the loft for this, and any stud wall perpendicular, which might be in other rooms as well, like the rooms upstairs might have a stud wall perpendicular, and this indirect noise path will be treated as part of this cost. All electrical will be safely extended, tested before plastering and refitted afterwards. All walls will be completely plaster finished. Any plumbing will be taken care of, any skirting, architrave, all woodwork has been taken care of, even if we have to replace window sills and things like that. The carpet or finished floor has been removed and refitted, and all the painting and decorating has been done in that room. So how much does soundproofing cost? There's 3 different approaches for you, but there is another route if you choose to do it yourself. Now, if you're a DIYer, here's what I recommend. You do it yourself with soundproofing education. You jump on the next intake or cohort of the noise-free DIY soundproofing course, learn how to do it yourself like a professional. It's an online course, you have it for life, and you can do it at your own pace. And if you ever move house or new neighbours move in, you have all of this information and lessons to show you step by step how to reduce noise in your home. So here's a little clip of what's included in the noise-free DIY soundproofing course. There's no doubt about it, if you're looking to DIY soundproof, you need to go on the noise-free DIY soundproofing course. It's got everything you need to soundproof your semi-detached or terrace property. It shows you lots of different wall systems that you can apply to the separating party wall. We also show you step by step on all the different layers of all the different wall systems that you can install to not only separating party wall, but also the window wall, the ceiling, the floor, the suspended floor, stairwell walls, acoustic doors, sound absorption. There's everything you need to get that peace and quiet in your own home. Now, I soundproofed my lounge 3 times over the course of 6 years before I got to a stage where I got the soundproofing of a detached house. The noise-free DIY soundproofing course, I show you how to do it in 2 weeks. For more information, just click the link in my bio.